develop a vocal style, to have a voice that, you know, is your own, or you say, I wanted to sing this style of music or that style of music well, what steps would you recommend to start singing a vocal style or making something your own?
There is nothing to it but to do it. You know, like I meet students all the time that, you know, one of the questions I'll ask in the room is, how many singers in the room? And, you know, some hands will go up. How many musicians in the room? You know, more hands will go up. And generally it's kind of delineated between men and women. And then I have to explain to singers that you are musicians.
Yeah.
Your instrument is like the first created instrument of all time.
Yeah.
So you have to imagine that you take care of your instrument just the way a guitar player takes care of his instrument.
Yeah.
You're learning in the same way. You're taking in the same sorts of information.
Yeah.
You have to widen your base and expand your territory in terms of information that goes into your head. You have to stay a student.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you feel like you want to sing, just do that. I don't think it's so complicated. I think once you're on that path, that's what you are doing.
Yeah. I want to talk about gospel versus classical. Obviously, there's so many differences, but I think there's a core difference in the way people learn those styles. And if I'm not mistaken, you've had a bit of both experiences. You've studied piano since you were very young, and I assume you studied it in a sort of classical way, in the sense of like learning the scales, learning the notes, learning the theory. But then in the gospel tradition, it's a lot more call and response, mimicry, hear it, do it. Don't kind of analyze it too much or write it all down, but inhabit it in a way. And it would seem that you are good with both elements in what you do. I wonder if you could talk about the differences between those two styles, but also the way of learning in those two different ways, how you've experienced them.
Yeah, I think what you have here is like a case of sort of nature and nurture.
Yeah.
I really feel like classically, I mean, I've studied the voice, I've studied piano. This is a different type of study. This is a more academic type of study. Yeah. Gospel music, black music, soul music really comes from the fields where people are working and suffering.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of blues that is a call and response, and I don't know that it can be taught. I think people learn it, but I don't know that it can be taught. It is a feeling and a spirit. Yeah. So the approach to both of those things for me, while academically is the same, I'm trying to relate a story and tell you a feeling, but spiritually is a wholly different thing. Yeah. I feel like even bigger than gospel music, really in a way, is the blues. And that's a thing that we all understand, whether we know it or not. The most academic people understand. We understand that there is woe in that tone. So the way that I approach them, while intellectually remains the same, it's music, and I'm gonna hit it in the same way. They come from two different spiritual places in my body.
If I feel like, oh, I'm not emotional when I sing, people say I'm boring, I'm flat, what can I do